I'm Jacqueline Reich, and I am the Dean of the School of Communication in the Arts. I see us being at a really important transitional moment, like you say. I think we're a much more open, diverse, welcoming college. I think that we are, I certainly see in my school that there's really been a great sense of community and coming together, finding ways to create more opportunities for students. That's really what we've been focusing on here. Opportunities inside the classroom, opportunities outside the classroom, and also making Marist an equitable place. A place where everybody is equally valued and their work is equally valued and their contributions are equally valued. Gosh, it's a really great experience because what it teaches you, and I've taught at very research intensive schools, and then Research 1, what we call Research 1, the highest category institutions, and then more student focused teaching institutions. And I really love the idea of the teacher scholar model or the teacher practitioner. In the sense where what you do outside the classroom informs what you do inside the classroom. So in all of my books and publications, I have students who contribute to them, either through research or through as my research assistants, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll teach a class around my research, and we'll go and we will, research a topic. So like some of the posters here feature Marcello Mastroianni, who is an Italian actor who was the subject of one of my books. And I taught a class on his films, and I was able to workshop my ideas with students. We're doing a self-study right now, and I think that we're really looking at, again, what best serves the students, right? Do you have a more general major? Do you have more special, focus on specializations? Is our coursework doing our best to prepare you for the profession and also to teach you how to think critically and analytically about what you do as students and as professionals? Media is everywhere and it's constantly changing, and communication is such an important part of our lives. How we communicate is vital. We've seen that, and we've also seen a lot about miscommunication, right? And fake communication. So teaching you guys to be aware of that is really important for us, and in order to do that, we have to adapt the curriculum. I think students will be very pleased. Certainly, let's do pre-pandemic and then after March 2020. I think that the world was kind of opened up into different ways of teaching, right? So new forms of communication require new modes of interpretation, right? So as new media kind of comes in and emerging media comes in, we have to figure out how to analyze them and how we communicate. I think there were really great hopes for social media in the beginning, if you think of the Arab Spring, etc. And I think now we've sort of seen some of the shall we say, bad sides of the more problematic issues regarding social media. The pandemic, it used to be that it was really hard to zoom in, it was really hard to create those kinds of connections, and now I think the world is your classroom. Right. There's ways that you can really engage on multiple levels in this new era. So, and even that though has to be, interpreted critically and problematized, right? What is online learning? What's the point of it? What's the goal here? Are some classes better in an online format than they are in an on-the-ground format? Also learning styles, right? Some people learn better online, some people don't. How can we kind of integrate that? So I think that I think social media has really changed the way we communicate, for better or for worse. started my training actually in a PhD in Italian studies, so I was really more of an area studies specialist. But I kind of got drawn more and more into film, and as I was on the job market, this was a time when there were challenges in language instruction, and they were moving more toward a kind of language and translation model, where you would take a lot of courses in translation, and the first area was film. So I kind of rode that wave into a teaching position. And really, what the stuff I work on is I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I don't think it's so niche, because it's really about understanding the role of stars and stardom and celebrity, right? I've taught a lot of courses on stardom and celebrity. And what does it mean? Right? What is a star? And above all, a star is like a text. It's something you learn to analyze and something you learn to read. It also has to do with the idea of notoriety, fame, what someone's kind of aura, charisma. All of these things factor into, what makes a celebrity. And now there's even a shift. Like, so it used to be like you would study stars and then you would study celebrities. Now there's a shift in the field to study personas, right? What is a persona, right? Because every image is so constructed and so highly manufactured and mediated. So there's the difference between what's the greatest movie of all time and what's the best, right? Or the way I like to think, what's your favorite movie? And then if you're stranded on a desert island and you can only have one film there, what would it be, right? So I have a particular, so from a personal point of view, and I might get in trouble for some of my friends for saying this, but I have, I love Italian cinema. So probably one of my all-time favorite films is a film called 8½. By Federico Fellini. And some might say it's it's dated, it's very sexist, and it is, but it's really a wonderful meditation on life, on art, on masculinity, on what it means to be a man in Italian culture, and what it means to be an artist, and what it means to kind of produce great work. And it's also a really phenomenally influential film. So I love that film. It's a film I love to teach, and I think it also has one of the most beautiful endings ever of a film. Probably in terms of favorite films or films I can watch over and over and over again, it runs the gamut, right? I love Goodfellas is one of my all-time favorites. I love to teach Goodfellas. I love The Godfather. I've written about mafia movies. But I also love a really great, a fashion film like Devil Wears Prada. Again, I like biopics, so and I love a really great performance in a biopic. So like a film like Raging Bull, or even a film like Bohemian Rhapsody, which is, got a bad rap, I think. I think it's actually a really great movie.
Well, those are all the questions I have planned.
You're not going to ask me about my dogs?
I can ask you about your dogs.
Because it's the most liked video on your channel.
I was going to throw in there, is there anything you'd like to add for the people? So I'll hand
so
it
the
over
dogs
to you.
that you saw in the video are my dogs, Jon Snow, who's the light-haired one, the blonde. He's 9 years old, and the other is Lucy. They were rescued by an agency called Stray from the Heart, which I totally support. And they go and they rescue what they're called satos, which are Puerto Rican street dogs that are in danger, and they rescue them from the streets. And we got Jon Snow in 2017 and Lucy in 2020. And they love coming to Marist because they get so much love.